Okay, so on this video, I'm going to talk about how to trade futures in Tastyworks. I want you to watch the options video, regardless of whether or not you're going to be trading options, because I've gone into depth in just to how to use the platform. Now, obviously, once you know how to trade in Tastyworks, it doesn't matter whether you're doing a stock, whether you're doing a future, whether you're doing an option. It's pretty much all the same. The concepts are the same, i.e. bracketing for your stop losses and for your profits. So, but there's a few little tips that I'm going to give you for futures to start with on Tasty. Now, to start with, you're going to need two accounts. You're going to need your cash account, obviously, for your options if you're under 25K, and you're going to need a margin account for your futures. Now, obviously, if you're doing options in your margin account, you need to be over 25K really for your day trading. Obviously, if you're doing swing trading, then you don't. But it's just a point to note that you would come under pattern trading rules on your options, on your margin account. So futures, well, we do futures, and obviously it's a great way of trading is using futures. Your futures don't come under pattern trading rules, but you do need margin requirements. So what do you need? Well, pretty much if you say you're going to need 2.5K to trade one contract in the futures, then you're pretty much going to be covered. So without further ado, I'm just going to switch to the screen just to share my screen and show you Tastyworks. And 2 second mundos. We want to share screen one. Right, so you now should see my screen. Now, what we're just going to do is jump to this. So how do you apply for futures account? You need to have a margin account, as I've already described. What you need? Well, basically, you need to cover the overnight margins, right? Although we don't hold overnight, Tastyworks want you to cover that. So you just need to enable this button within your Tastyworks there. So this is why I'm showing you this, so you know. Right, so I'm jumping. Just jump into the grid of equity indices that we trade: E-mini, S&P, as you know, NASDAQ, and the Dow. These are the macros in white. So you can see there you need 798, call it 800, to trade the Russell. So that's what you'd need for your overnight margin. Although you're not going to keep it overnight, that's what you need. That's what they insist on. So how do you actually trade that? Well, let's just jump to the future screen. So a little tip for you here: include the description if it's not displayed. Why? Because some of these codes are going to be confusing. And if I'm saying to you we're trading Dow, then obviously if you have this description in place, then obviously you can see this. Now, obviously you can see it's cut off there. A little tip here, obviously if you want to do that, move your description to the end and then do that. And then just look at these two little buttons here. And then you can see there the full description. And you can leave it on that. Right, so obviously is this instance, I'm looking for the micro, which they're all micro, and I'm looking for the Russell. It says looking for the Russell. Can I see the Russell? Is it? I'm just looking, going, where are you hiding? Right, so we've got the S&P, we've got the NAS, we've got the Dow. There we go, hiding right up there. So obviously click on that. Now you've got two options because you haven't got any option. Oh, pardon the pun here. You haven't got any options, so you've got two options, right? So there's no options for this symbol. Again, we can trade futures options, but that's another video entirely. But we're just going to keep this simple, right? So if we want to go short, we want to go short, and we click that. If we're going to go long, we want to go long, and literally click go, and it takes us to the bottom. So it's exactly what you've seen on the options, right? Obviously the quantities and the premium, what you're paying, and obviously the type of order. Now, a point to note, obviously, I'm just going to go short here, right, and do go. You see -1. So if you want a 10 quantity, it's -10, right? So it's just a point to note. Now, to bracket this, it says, to bracket this exactly the same way as in the options video. You got your profits and you've got your loss. Just a point to note, it's actually the other way around. On the other video, stop losses below, and so on and so forth. So, but it's exactly the same. You can move this around. Right. Now, another point to note, that's how much you are going to get debited. And again, it's a review and send, same as options. Right. So obviously that covers futures. And obviously, as you go through, some will have options, but that's not what we're looking at here. Stick with the go button at the top. Stick the go button, highlights this down below. Then you can see your debit. Right. Okay. So obviously, if you then put this in, obviously you can then say review and send. Exactly the same way. Anyway, I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.